Pete talks too much. That's what we're gonna blame it on. So next up, we're saving the famous person, for the next one. So we're gonna bring in the up and coming famous person.
Oh, the one and only.
The one and only is next. Or the one after this. So please welcome in one of the two parts of Unspooled. Steve, layer by layer. Welcome in.
The one and only.
I don't have any of the cool sound effects and visual effects.
Can you hear me at all?
Yes.
Check.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we heard your good sound. Yeah. I just thought that was a computer sound effect.
No, that was me. That was me.
No, there you go.
That is a nice chain you got there.
Big Kahuna.
Big Kahuna.
Oh yeah.
Father's Day chain coming.
Tropical.
That's it. This is all gradient tropical. Okay.
Yep.
All gradient tropical. Just good timing. And this is Pete's chain. You know what I mean? With a couple pieces from myself. But this is all gradient tropical, and I timed it so that you get
the layers,
the different colors. Yeah. And so I printed one just to kind of get the color close to almost done, so that I would have the background in green, and then I stopped that one, and then I did another one, and you got the Big Kahuna Father's Day chain coming soon. But yeah, I mean, I think like everyone said, the ability for this filament to just divorce its supports is just crazy. Like this is my model Bubsy, and it can have a ton of supports on it, and I've done some where they've been like just a disaster to kind of like take off. And like, I mean, literally I messaged Pete with a couple of explicatives, and it was like, dude, I was like, dude, what the heck is going on here?
I've seen some of those messages.
I was like, what? Like, why are the supports just coming off? Like, did I do it wrong? What's going on here? And like, and that's been like one of the biggest things. That, and then it was the same thing Perillo said, and I'm saying Perillo like we're friends because he has followed me on a couple social networks. Perillo, Unspooled, baby. Cool. So it feels different, dude. It like has a smooth texture to it, and like I wasn't expecting that, and like it blew my mind. Like the first thing that I printed, and I was like, yo, this feels kind of weird. It doesn't feel the way I thought it was gonna feel. It like has a very like, I guess, satin texture to it, but you still get like the good colors out of it. And like Polymaker tail, I mean, that's cool. I printed a Polymaker scientist out of it. Turned out amazing. I also did it in the all of this is like next level.
Yeah, your tropical scientist might be better than our product. Tropical scientist.
Yeah, it turned out dude.
That's a really good transition.
Yeah, dude. I went full in. I made a little popsicle because it's tropical. I had the like, oh, this make a little cool popsicle out of it. And it it's just the colors on it, and it feels like solid. You know what I mean? Like a lot of companies come out with like new stuff, and like it's a little different, and you're like, you don't know how to work with it. This, I literally was printing, I think I said literally like 14 times already, but
literally you have.
I seriously literally was printing with this with generals. I just launched it because I was like, how would someone, if they just got it, would print it? And I'm like, I'm not going to tune anything. I'm just going to send it straight to the printer. And like, this was like first try, and it like came out like super smooth. And I was like, okay, all right, well, cool. After that, I started printing. I did more Bubsies, more chains, and I thought this was pretty cool. I printed it like this, and the transition just happened to hit where the horns are, and it's a good filament.
Good.
And I kind of wish I've been buying ASA lately, like every chance I get, and I'm kind of pissed off that Pete didn't leak say that he was making something cooler. Yeah, dude. I'm like, what the heck, man? I've been spending bread on this ASA when I could have just been holding on to it.
I think we've seen that across the socials a couple times. People like, I just bought this bunch of whatever. Yeah. Like, what the heck?
Yeah. When I got this box, I was like, and I started printing with it, and I'm like, and I'm reading the paperwork for it, and I'm like, oh, this is like, it's like PLA and ASA had a baby. I'm like, okay, this is cool outside of the color part of it. I'm like, I could have just saved my money and bought HT-PLA And like I'm sitting here like this dude knew the whole time. The whole time.
Well,
So,
to be fair, I've been teasing Steve and all of my
Yeah.
friends with the filament for a long time, but they never knew what was coming.
asking little slick questions like, "What do you like better, fire or blah 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 blah? What would you think of this?" Like,
Suckers. Marketing research at its best.
I just made these models up this morning, like a little vase, just to kind of test it. I haven't got a chance to do this one again, but I printed this one and I'm pulling another one off that I printed at ludicrous speed, and you won't really be able to tell the difference. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
like this one's ludicrous and this one's regular, and like literally they look exactly the same. I'm not sure what ludicrous is set to, but this can print up to 300 millimeters per second.
Yeah, as soon as Daddy Wazzy got his, first thing he did was benchy on ludicrous mode.
Yeah.
And I was like, how's that thing?
Oh yeah,
I wish I knew how fast it printed.
I did one too. I think it's like on the A1, I think it might be like 18 minutes. I like went to pick up my son and it came back and it was done. And I was like, okay, I wasn't expecting that. I wanted to at least see the last part of it.
No, it prints quick.
It prints quick. It prints quick, man. And like I will say, the one thing I see that this one is a little bit lighter because it's printing, I guess, like a little bit faster. It looks a tad shade lighter, but I mean, it looks amazing, man. And like it feels, when I tell you, it feels like it's super smooth. I like it. Does that make sense?
It's hard to explain because it's okay, well, yeah, my prints, it feels smooth too, but no, it does. It has a different, just like Polyterra has a different feel from Poly-like. Sorry, Panchroma Matte has a different feel from Poly-like. These have its own feel for sure.
Yeah, dude, it has its own feel, like, and it's, I mean, yeah, Pete, you did a good job, man. I probably messaged him. I'm like a mom. I'm like, Pete, you did such a great job. Like I sent them like probably like 2 or 3 times. Good job. You did such a wonderful
I'm so
job.
proud of you, little boy.
Hey, come here. Check out my friend Pete. Pete, tell him what you did.
I did this.
Yeah.
I did this. Yeah.
Oh, I just found another power tool red. I got prints all over the place. Oh, speaking of which, about I did this, I will say I definitely did this. This was our very first. It's probably blown out on the camera.
The camera doesn't do it justice.
You can.
There's a big difference. There was a washed out red. Like if you see it in person,
it's back there.
Out to vibrant. Yeah, there you go.
Actually, yeah. I can show you a big difference.
I don't have the old stuff, so that's just the new. I don't know if that'll give you a better idea.
The colors. The colors are amazing. This was the very first iteration of red. And then I told like R&D department, y'all probably seen Gia earlier. It's like, nah, we got to go back to the drawing board on some colors. And then now you can see the final outcome. So good. All these colors are so nice.
And that's regular red and power tool red for the darker parts, right?
Yeah. Regular red, power tool red.
Gotta get that power tool red, man. Power tool red and like that teal. I can't wait for that power tool teal. For
those that have Bezos showed some, but there you go.
Yeah, it looks so good, dude. That is amazing.
It's a nice color. Even if you don't have the power tool, it's still a nice color.
Yeah. I print a lot of chains. And I like when my dad came to visit last year. I had a chain. He's from Trinidad. I had a Trinidad chain, and he was like, "Is this for me?" And I was like, "I guess so." And it wasn't. I was like, "I guess so." And he took it, right? And he took it back home. And then like maybe like 2 weeks later, this was summertime. He was like, "Hey, the chain I sent you, he's like, it melted. I put it in the car and it melted." I was like, "Yeah, because I didn't get the chance to tell you that you can't put filament in the car because you stole it from me. So don't put it in the car again." But now I'm like, shoot, I guess I gotta get the red, the black, and the white and make him a new chain. Father's Day is around the corner. I hope I did send them to watch this. Dad, if you're watching, don't watch anymore for like 10 seconds.
Scroll off.
I'm gonna make them a new Trinidad chain, probably out of the HT-PLA if I could get some, if it comes back in time. So yeah, man, good job again, Pete. You guys did a wonderful job with the filament. I think it's gonna definitely change beginner level, all levels, but I think beginners are gonna love this filament.
Easy to pick it up.
It's easy to pick up, and they won't get the failures that they've had with other stuff, because people don't know when they get into 3D printing. You know, like there are certain things that you can't do with certain filaments, and you know, it's usually PLA, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna make this and put it outside, or put this in my car, or I'm gonna make some ducks, like you said, and you know, and I'm gonna put it on my car, and then you come back on a sunny day and it's like, you know, a pile of goo or whatever, Jay's goo, plug and J, but yeah, it's a pile of, you know, just of mush, and it's soft, and you're like, I don't know what to do, like, why did this happen? And now they're gonna have the opportunity to get HT-PLA, and then like, and it's just gonna work, you know, it's just gonna work, and honestly, it could, you know, potentially replace PLA holistically, and then like it'll just be the fact, it'll just be what PLA is, you know, it'll just be, this is PLA, you know, for the most part, this is what you should use for pretty much anything that you're gonna use it for. Yeah, cool. That's everything. Let me see. Yeah, I did. I'm almost done.
Oh yeah,
I'm unspooling right now. You see that? I'm unspooling right now.
Boom, so yeah, follow them over. Do you have an unspooled channel yet?
We have a Discord. I'm dropping the I can't do it. If you go to unspooledly3d.com, it has all of our socials as well as our last episode. Go
fun
there.
Podcast for those that don't know.
Yeah, it's lightweight. It's me and Moji 3D. You know, I met him last year at 3D Printopia. We hit it off. He messaged me like less than a month ago and was like, hey, you want to do a podcast? I was like, absolutely, because if I wait for me to do it, I'm never going to do it. I was like, at least I have someone else doing it with me, and it's been fun. We've been having a blast. We've been getting people lined up to be on the show, and we've been lucky enough that like, you know, we've reached out to a few people and they've said, I'll come on. So, you know, it's like for us, they're like superstars. To them, you know, they're like, they don't even know. They're like, wait, what? Oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah. Like, dude, like I said, Perillo, I watched him when I was younger. Granted, he's like our age. I say when I was younger, he was younger too. And like, I was just like, you know, I had him on my list, and like me and Moji were talking. I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm like, I was like, excuse me, I might have to get a new co-host because Perillo just followed me on like TikTok or something.
You're famous
like,
now.
You know, I'm famous now, bro. But yeah, unspooled3d.com. It's light, it's fun. You know, eventually we'll probably get these
go give it a check
these two knuckleheads on there. Yeah.
We
already had Pete on there.
In front of the camera.
Yep.
I was on
there.
Yeah, we gotta get this guy.
There you go.
Hey,
but I'm gonna let you go because we're running behind here. Thanks as always for coming on here and letting us know what you feel about it. Keep printing those awesome things, and we'll see you soon.